In this video we'll show you some drills with resistance bands. Resistance training is a very good complementary training to speed and to strength training. But it also is good to improve our technique. For example, the posture, because the resistance band will help us to keep a better position, so therefore we can use it for both, for improving the technique, but also to increase our power. With the resistance band we can teach our muscles to control the activation of the muscles better. And resistance training then we can do it for power only, but we can also use something we call contrast training. Contrast means that we first work against the load, against the resistance bands, and then we take the band away. So that means then you can run easier because then you're running without a load. So therefore it's called a contrast method. We can also use something, it's called utilization method. It is that we're working with a very hard low, and then immediately after we will have another strong, heavy load for improving our performance. These drills, I named the last, is something more for advanced, for older players. Resistance training in general, you should start when you're a little bit older, not with an 8-year-old, but we would recommend from the age of 12, 13, you can start with some easier drills with the resistance bands, and then when you're getting older or when you're playing on a professional level, then you would need some more difficult exercises which are giving some heavier load, and therefore you need to be a bit older, you need to have a bit more strength to control this and not getting injured. Resistance training is important because it's a perfect complementary training you can have to speed training, to strength training. So we have Annahita playing for Juve, we have Tess here playing in the Dutch First Division, now free agent. So they will show you some drills, and the first one is as easy as having a mini resistance band, as we call them, and they are in a step position, and from the step position they jump forward and backward, keeping the mini band as stretched as possible. This is just a simple warm-up drill. Okay, you go. Excellent. And just try to keep the body straight. Perfect, arms are working. And that's it. Okay. One of the key things in running fast is the hip extension, that we come into a straight position with our hip, that we're not falling down like this. So the next drill we're showing is that you can, against the resistance band, improve also the hip extension. So what Annahita is going to do now, that you just from the kneeling position, she will stretch forward and coming into a straight position with the hip. Okay, perfect. So very simple drill, easy, just against the resistance band. You can fix it, you can do it in the gym, you can do it if someone is holding it, very simple. The resistance band is also very good if you want to improve the technique, because here we can hold the player, the athlete, and then it's easier to make the move that we want. Okay, now Tess is doing just the first step. That's the most important one for acceleration, that he's trying to get out very explosive into the first step. And you go. Excellent. Okay, and as he did, try to be in a fully stretched line from the foot up to the head, and try to lean like in a 45-degree angle when you do this drill. And again. Perfect. A little bit more leaning forward when you do it. I hold you. Excellent. Okay, good. Also this very simple drill, but it will help you to accelerate faster. Now we do another variant of exactly the same drill, of the first step for acceleration. Now Tess is going to step on the box and do the step up there. Okay, ready? Go. Yes. Okay, one more time. Ready? Go. Yes, okay. Try to lean forward a bit more when you're on the box. Ready? That's it. Okay. Again, we will be working on the first step, on the acceleration step. And you remember maybe we have in our warm-up drills, we have the speed hop. That's one of our golden 8 drills. And now Annahita will do this resisted. That means I'm holding her back with a band and she's doing the speed hop just against the band. Ready, go. Perfect. Okay, you can also do this for 10-15 meters. And that's all it needs. You can use it as a warm-up or as a strength exercise, because it will help you to improve your reactive strength. Now I'll show you an exercise how to improve your speed when turning, when accelerating to one side. So very often in sports, especially in tennis of course, we're using a cross step. So when we're moving laterally. So now Tess will go from this position against the resistance band with a cross step and try to be as explosive as possible, pushing off with your right leg now. And go. Yes, good. Okay. One more time. And go. Good. Okay. And one more time. And go. Good. Excellent. So this one, of course, you do also in both directions, that you also change and go to the other side. But here we're demonstrating only one side. The next exercise we're showing is a backward movement and a forward movement. It's a combination. For this we can use a device like this. Here we have the possibility to increase the load for the athlete, for the player. It's called an Evo trainer. So what Annahita now is going to do is that she's making a back shuffle for about 3-4 meters. Then she's coming in again into a lunge position, and from the lunge position pushing back and go backwards one more time. Okay, ready, go. Good. Yes. Perfect. And as Annahita is doing, change legs, that with the right foot and then with the left foot. Perfect. Okay. So this is of course perfect if you have some. If you don't have, then you can also use a resistance band that you have to hold the player, follow the player a little bit. So, but that's another way of doing the same drill. The next drill is a bit heavier load. Now what Annahita is going to do, that she makes an initial jump towards the band, and then against the resistance she's doing a very explosive, powerful lateral jump to the other side. So she's hopping with the left foot over the hurdle, and then with the left she will push off, landing on the right. Okay. Yes, okay. Try to jump a bit longer if you can. Yes, here we go. That's it. One more. Excellent. Good. Okay, and this drill again, so you can do against the resistance band, of course, if you don't have a device like this. Again, do it on both sides, left foot and right foot, that you're equally strong in both directions. The next exercise, Tess will do some hops, simple hops, with a rotation, because that is also important for our muscles, that we can control the activation of the muscles. So that's an ideal exercise for this. So it's just bouncing forward 2 times and make a 90-degree rotation to the right and after to the left. Okay, go. Perfect. So here it's a bit more difficult when you only have a resistance band. With the following, here we have the possibility that he can turn 360 degrees in this when he has the belt around his waist. So therefore it's perfect to do it like this. Now we're going to show you a variation of the previous drill. Now Tess will do exactly the same thing, but now Annahita and we will throw the balls after he has been rotating, so that he has to balance out his body, his leg. So we call it proprioception. That's also a skill which we have to improve. Okay, ready, go. Perfect. Okay, you see now from both sides, and this is a bit more of a demand for the muscles when he has to control and passing the ball. One of the things which is very important for running fast is also core stability, that you have a good control of your core body. So now we do one drill. First we will do it without resistance band. After this then we show the variation with the resistance band, so you can make it even a bit more difficult. Okay, now Annahita is holding 2 weights. She's stretching one up in the air so that there's a 90-degree angle in the both arms, and now she's moving forward. Yes. And holding this position for a little. Yes. Perfect. And you will see this is quite challenging to keep the control, but that's very, very good. Okay, good. Now we do the same thing against resistance. So it will be even a bit more difficult for her. Okay, like this. And just 1 second, now you go. Good. Yes. Good. Okay. Very good. So you see, now with the resistance band, it was even more difficult for her to hold control in her upper body. So that's then how you can make it even more difficult and gain even more strength in your upper body. One more drill that we can show you, again for the upper body, but now also for the strength in your legs. What Tess is going to do, he keeps a mat ball, this is in that case 3 kilo, stretching out arms, and then going into a lunge, right foot ahead, left foot ahead, changing. Okay, ready, go. That's it. Perfect. Excellent. Yes. This is also very demanding, very challenging for the upper body, because at the same time you have to stretch out your arms, makes it more difficult rather than doing the lunge only without the mat ball.